details of that in a few minutes.
A big shopping weekend.
Yes, indeed.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Randy.
Randy. The Amish life fascinates many people because it's a mystery and it's close to us.
But for the first time, the Amish community in Harmony allowed one of our cameras into their homes, their businesses, even their place of worship. That's a rare thing to happen. News Center's Carrie Klatt was allowed inside for the special report on the Amish life.
Tom and Rachel, many people in our region have either maybe visited or perhaps they just know the Amish tours of Harmony. But even on the tour, there are places where the curious are just not welcome. To help protect their privacy, we agreed not to use their real names for this special glimpse inside their world.
I don't mind answering questions.
This is a culture very few outsiders get to experience. For the first time ever, we were allowed to take a camera inside an Amish family's home and worship center, an Amish man's workshop, and inside an Amish bakery. The town of Harmony is home to the largest Amish population in Minnesota. Their fascinating life is a draw for tourists from across the country.
Pretty soon it evolved into a friendship.
Drucie Milne has lived in Harmony for decades. Through the years, the Amish have become her neighbors.
They are used to us. They live in this world. They don't want to be of the world, but they live in the world.
In many ways, the Amish life is reminiscent of the 19th century. Milne has written 2 books on their culture, The Amish of Harmony in 1992 and Amish Voices of Harmony in 2007. She was also one of the first tour guides for the now popular Amish Tours of Harmony.
Tourism has helped them, but we have to be careful because we need to respect them as another culture.
The Amish started coming to Harmony in the early 1970s. Early on, they had very little contact with the outside world.
Milne says the Amish population has grown from 30 families to about 180. As their families grew over the past 40 years, coincidentally, so did the price of farmland in the Harmony area.
They're finding it harder and harder to make a living, not having the farmland available to them, and as expensive as it's gotten for them, it's really tough.
This forced the Amish into other businesses like crafts, furniture, and baking, creating divisions within their own community for the first time.
We're just getting ready to make pies now.
The Amish people are reluctant to do interviews with reporters because of their strict Christian beliefs, which essentially guide them to avoid distractions.
This is just a good little side business for us.
For a few months out of the year, young Amish women, like this woman we'll call Mary, sell their assorted baked goods to tourists. Down the street, an Amish man we'll call Joe has a furniture workshop at his family's home. A diesel engine in the basement powers a system of pulleys, which make the machines work.
Business is doing very good this summer, considering how the economy is.
When he was old enough to be on his own, Joe gave up farming for a life in woodworking.
I can make a better living doing furniture. That is part of the reason why I am in furniture also.
But his craftsmanship has somewhat separated him from the rest of his community.
Someday I would like to farm if I can or have time.
The Amish have tried to shelter themselves from the outside world, but even they have had to adapt as our world's economy has changed.
One of the more interesting things that we uncovered about the Amish life were the divisions that seem to be forming within their own community. One is strict and traditional, another is more liberal, to the point where even some have cell phones. If those are the two extremes, many like the furniture maker Joe are somewhere in the middle.
So are you finding that the older Amish people are more of the traditional and the younger ones want the cell phones? Is that kind of what you found in your short time there?
Yeah, definitely. The younger ones adapt a little more because they go out and they get jobs. They call us the English, and so the younger ones, they go out and get jobs.
And like you said, with the economy the way it is, that's something that you just kind of have to do, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is. And the older generations, they don't like that. They don't know what to do with it. So.
Interesting experience, and very interesting to bring
tradition is rich.
Our cameras into their lives as well. It's a very interesting story.
Carrie,
Thank you, Carrie.
Thanks.